This is part 2 of Cain and Abel. The moment God warned Cain. And he didn't listen. Before we get into the story, make sure you watch part 1, because it explains why Cain did what he did. The warning from God still echoed in his mind.
If you do what's right, will you not be accepted?
But it was like a distant whisper compared to the storm raging inside him. The sun was sinking low, painting the fields in blood-red light, and the shadows of the trees stretched long and dark across the ground. The earth itself seemed heavy, as if holding its breath, sensing that something terrible was about to happen. Cain stared at Abel, his own brother, the one who had walked faithfully before God. He remembered the fire that consumed Abel's offering, the acceptance and favor that had been shown to him. And with every thought, the seed of envy grew stronger, twisting his heart, clouding his mind, and dulling any sense of reason or restraint. The wind rustled through the fields, the sheep bleated in the distance, and even the trees seemed to shiver in the growing darkness. Cain's hands tightened, his chest heaving, and the shadow of sin crouched at his door, whispering, urging him forward. He rose, his eyes now filled with a storm that had been growing silently within him, a storm that no warning, no plea, could stop. And in that moment, the unthinkable happened. Cain struck his brother, and Abel fell to the ground, lifeless. The world itself seemed to groan, mourning the first blood shed by human hands. The wind carried a mournful cry, as if warning all who would follow that sin begins quietly in the heart, but when left unchecked, it grows into destruction. After the terrible act, the air felt heavy and still. Cain had committed the unthinkable, and the weight of his sin pressed down upon him. God approached Cain and asked,
"Where is your brother Abel?"
Cain's voice trembled as he replied, trying to hide the truth, "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God knew. Every thought, every action, every shadow in Cain's heart was visible to him. "What have you done?" God said, his voice both sorrowful and firm. "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed. The ground will no longer yield its strength for you. You will wander the earth, a fugitive and a wanderer." Cain went home, his steps heavy, his heart filled with fear and guilt. He could not face the fields or the sunlit hills the same way again. When his parents, Adam and Eve, saw him, they sensed something was wrong. At first, they thought Abel was merely resting, perhaps taking a nap like any other day. But God revealed the truth to them: Abel was gone, and Cain had done this terrible deed. Adam and Eve were heartbroken, their sorrow mingled with disbelief. They wept for Abel, mourning the loss of their son, and they felt the weight of the consequences of sin for the very first time in human history. And Cain. He could not return to the life he once knew. God cursed him, declaring that the ground would no longer yield its strength for him, that his work would be difficult, and that he would wander the earth, carrying the weight of his actions. Yet even in judgment, God showed mercy, marking Cain so that no one would kill him, a reminder that his justice is balanced with mercy, and that even the gravest sins are not beyond his watchful eyes. The story of Cain and Abel is a warning for all of us. Jealousy, anger, and sin begin quietly in the heart, but when left unchecked, they can lead to destruction. Pray daily, guard your heart, and follow God's guidance in everything you do. If this story touched your heart and you want to learn more about the lessons of the Bible, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Together, we can walk in faith, learn from Scripture, and live a life pleasing to God.